Picture this. You walk into a room, a meeting, or a party. Someone extends their hand and asks that simple, inevitable question. So tell me about yourself. And instead of the smooth, confident answer you rehearsed in your head, what comes out is a jumbled mix of ums, hs, and a rushed list of facts that sounds more like a robot reading a resume than a human having a conversation. That moment, that tiny window of opportunity to make a first impression, can feel absolutely terrifying if you're not speaking your native language. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Introducing yourself confidently in English has almost nothing to do with having perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary. It's a social script, a tiny performance of your own identity, and you can absolutely master it by focusing not on what you say, but on how you say it. The secret isn't found in memorizing a fancy paragraph. It's in understanding the rhythm, the energy, and the unspoken rules of that initial social exchange. You see, when we get nervous especially, in a second language, our entire physiology works against us. We speak too fast, our pitch goes high, we forget to breathe, and our shoulders tense up. Your body is screaming, "I'm stressed," before you've even uttered a single word. So the very first piece of this puzzle has nothing to do with English at all. It's about claiming your physical space. Before you even open your mouth, plant your feet firmly on the ground. Take a slow, deliberate breath that fills your diaphragm, and consciously relax your shoulders. This does something magical to your voice. It grounds it, gives it a richer, more resonant quality that automatically sounds more assured. A voice that comes from a tense body sounds thin and shaky, but a voice that comes from a grounded, calm body carries a natural authority. You are literally building your confidence from the ground up, and people will subconsciously pick up on that solidity before they even process your words. Now, let's talk about the structure of your introduction, because having a simple, flexible framework takes the panic out of the moment. You don't need a novel. You need a concise, engaging highlight reel. Think of it in 3 natural parts: your present, your relevant past, and a bridge to the future or the other person. Start with your present. I'm currently working as a graphic designer for a tech startup. Or, right now, I'm focusing on my studies in environmental science. This is your anchoring statement. Then, add a slice of your past that gives context. Before this, I actually studied fine art, which is where I developed my eye for detail. Or, I've always been fascinated by sustainability, ever since I volunteered on a conservation project. Finally, pivot to the future or to them. And I'm really excited to learn more about how your company approaches digital branding. Or, so I'm thrilled to be here and connect with others who are passionate about climate solutions. This structure is fluid, it tells a micro story, and it naturally invites further conversation instead of just dropping a block of information and waiting for a response. The magic, however, is in the delivery. You must practice not just the words, but the music of the sentence. This means embracing the power of the pause. A well-placed, brief pause after your key point makes you sound thoughtful, not frantic. It gives the listener time to absorb what you've said. It also means slowing down. When we're nervous, our speech accelerates into a runaway train. Force yourself to speak at about 70% of your normal nervous speed. It will feel painfully slow to you, but to the listener, it will sound calm and deliberate. Pay attention to your intonation, ending your sentences with a slight downward tone instead of a questioning, upward lilt that can make statements sound like you're seeking approval. Say, "My name is Alex," with your pitch going down slightly on Alex. Sounds definitive. Say it with your pitch going up on Alex, and it sounds like you're asking if that's still your name. This tiny vocal shift is a game changer for perceived confidence. Now let's address the elephant in the room: mistakes. You will make them. A word will escape you, you might mix up a tense, or your pronunciation might not be perfect. And this is the critical moment where most people's confidence shatters. They blush, they apologize profusely, they completely derail their own introduction. The single most confident thing you can do is to simply acknowledge the glitch with a smile, correct it if it's crucial, and keep moving forward. Say, sorry, the word is escaping me. Innovative. And continue with the same energy. Do not make a big production out of it. This shows the other person that you are in control of the communication, not hostage to perfect English. It demonstrates that your message and your presence are more important than a minor linguistic stumble, which is the hallmark of a truly confident communicator. Remember, your goal is not to deliver a flawless monologue. Your goal is to initiate a connection. So much of that connection is built on nonverbal cues. Maintain gentle eye contact. It doesn't have to be a stare down, but a soft focus on the other person's face. Pair your introduction with a warm, genuine smile. It's the universal signal of approachability. Use open body language. Avoid crossing your arms or clutching your hands tightly in front of you. All of these signals work in concert with your words to project a cohesive, confident you. They tell the other person, I am comfortable here and I am comfortable with you, which in turn makes them more comfortable. Finally, practice this not in front of a mirror reciting to a reflection, but in low-stakes, real-world situations. Introduce yourself to a barista, to a new colleague, to someone in an online forum for learners. Every single time you do it, you are not just practicing English, you are practicing a version of yourself that is calm, collected, and engaging. You are building the neural pathways that make this script your new default. The fear of that moment, that tell me about yourself, comes from the unknown. But when you have a physical anchor, a simple mental structure, and a focus on connection over perfection, you take the unknown and you make it familiar. You walk into that room knowing exactly the energy you want to project, and that, more than any perfectly pronounced word, is the ultimate source of confidence. So the next time you see that opportunity for an introduction, take that deep breath, slow down, and remember, you're not just sharing information, you're offering a piece of your story, and that is always worth listening to.